Meghan Markle has made headlines once again, this time for her latest Netflix venture, With Love, Meghan. Marketed as a show that celebrates the joy of cooking and mindful living, it seemed poised to carve out its own niche in the crowded world of lifestyle programming. Yet, as soon as the trailer dropped, comparisons began flooding in, most notably to Joanna Gaines, the beloved host of Magnolia Table and a pioneer in the lifestyle and cooking genre. Critics and fans alike have pointed out the striking similarities between the two shows, from the minimalist kitchen aesthetic to the overarching themes of joy and imperfection. While it's not unusual for creators to draw inspiration from others, many are wondering if Meghan's new show is simply too close to Joanna's blueprint to feel original. For a program that promises to bring fresh ideas to the table, the backlash has been swift and vocal. But this isn't just about aesthetics. The debate surrounding With Love, Meghan raises larger questions about originality, relatability, and the challenges of breaking into a genre dominated by well-established names. Is Meghan Markle offering a genuinely new perspective, or is she relying too heavily on familiar tropes to capture an audience? More importantly, can her vision resonate with viewers who are searching for authenticity in an era of perfectly curated content? As we dive deeper into the controversy, we'll explore the overlaps, the criticisms, and what this means for Meghan's broader brand. Is she walking in Joanna's shadow, or is there more to With Love Meghan than meets the eye? Let's find out. The rise of Joanna Gaines. Joanna Gaines is a household name in the lifestyle and culinary world, known for her ability to blend simplicity and charm into everything she does. From her early days on Fixer Upper to building a multimedia empire with Magnolia, Joanna has set the gold standard for what it means to curate a relatable yet aspirational brand. Her show Magnolia Table isn't just about cooking, it's about storytelling, nostalgia, and celebrating the beauty of imperfection. Joanna's rustic 1800s Texas farmhouse kitchen, with its warm wood tones and vintage flair, has become a hallmark of her authenticity. Her emphasis on using fresh ingredients, often plucked from her own garden, underscores her dedication to creating moments that feel personal and meaningful. She's also a master at connecting with her audience. Whether it's through her books, magazine, or TV appearances, Joanna consistently delivers content that feels both aspirational and accessible. This authenticity has helped her carve out a unique space in the lifestyle genre, making her a trusted figure for millions of fans. So when someone new steps into the space Joanna has dominated for years, comparisons are inevitable. Enter Meghan Markle, whose latest Netflix venture has sparked a wave of conversations, and not all of them flattering. With Love, Meghan Markle seems to have taken a page out of Joanna's book, from the aesthetics to the messaging. But while Joanna's success is built on years of experience and originality, many are wondering if Meghan's approach has enough authenticity to stand on its own. Meghan Markle's entry into the lifestyle scene. Meghan Markle is no stranger to the spotlight. From her days as an actress to her high-profile marriage into the British royal family, she's become a cultural icon. But in recent years, Meghan has been redefining her public image, moving away from the rigidity of royal duties to embrace a more relatable persona. With projects like her podcast, Archetypes, and now With Love, she's positioning herself as a modern-day lifestyle guru. Her transition to the lifestyle space is part of a broader reinvention. Meghan has emphasized themes of joy, mindfulness, and authenticity in her work, qualities that resonate deeply with audiences searching for inspiration in their own lives. However, her latest venture is raising eyebrows. While she's undoubtedly leveraging her star power, critics are questioning whether her approach is original or derivative. The format of With Love, Meghan is familiar: a cozy kitchen, fresh ingredients, and heartwarming conversations. It's a formula that feels tried and true. But herein lies the problem. It feels too familiar. Viewers can't help but draw comparisons to Joanna Gaines, whose influence looms large in the lifestyle genre. For Meghan, the stakes are high. This isn't just a cooking show, it's a declaration of her brand identity. If she can successfully carve out her niche and bring something fresh to the table, she has the potential to establish herself as a genuine force in the lifestyle world. But if the show leans too heavily on borrowed ideas, it risks being dismissed as yet another attempt to capitalize on someone else's success. When you watch With Love, Meghan, it's impossible not to notice the striking similarities between Meghan Markle's kitchen and Joanna Gaines' iconic setups. Both shows feature a minimalist, inviting aesthetic that feels equal parts aspirational and approachable. Meghan's $8 million Montecito farmhouse provides the perfect backdrop for her simple, chic style, complete with neutral tones, clean lines, and natural light streaming in through oversized windows. But here's the issue. Joanna Gaines has been doing this for years. Her 1800 stone farmhouse in Texas embodies rustic charm with a modern twist, and her design choices have become synonymous with cozy authenticity. Joanna's spaces feel lived in and personal, while Meghan's polished presentation has left some viewers feeling like it lacks the same soul. What makes the overlap even more noticeable are the small details. Meghan's show features garden-fresh herbs, artisanal jars, and casually draped linens, all hallmarks of the Magnolia aesthetic. Even the promotional materials, with their emphasis on understated elegance, mirror the kind of branding Joanna has perfected. Of course, lifestyle shows often draw from similar visual trends, but the comparisons between Meghan and Joanna have sparked debate. Is Meghan simply tapping into a popular style, or is she deliberately borrowing from Joanna's playbook? While Meghan's team likely intended to create a space that feels unique to her, the undeniable parallels make it harder for her show to stand out in a crowded market. One of the most talked about elements of With Love, Meghan is the garden scenes. Meghan is often shown strolling through her lush backyard, plucking herbs and vegetables with a serene smile. It's a beautiful, picturesque moment, but it's also one that fans of Joanna Gaines will find all too familiar. Joanna has long been known for her garden segments, where she carefully selects fresh ingredients for her recipes. Her garden isn't just a backdrop, it's an extension of her personality, showcasing her love for sustainability and the simple joys of life. Meghan's similar approach has left some viewers questioning whether these scenes are homage or outright imitation. Critics argue that while the garden imagery is undeniably appealing, it feels like a surface-level attempt to replicate Joanna's charm. Meghan's interactions with her garden come across as highly curated, lacking the effortless authenticity that Joanna brings to the table. This raises a larger question. How much of Meghan's show is about creating meaningful connections versus crafting a picture-perfect image? While the garden trope is a staple of lifestyle programming, Meghan's execution feels more like a page out of Joanna's book than a fresh take. For viewers who value originality, this repetition risks undermining the authenticity Meghan is trying to project. Meghan Markle's tagline for With Love, Meghan, "We're not in the pursuit of perfection but of joy," has become a focal point of criticism. While it's an undeniably positive message, it's also eerily similar to something Joanna Gaines has said in the past. Joanna's philosophy has always emphasized the importance of enjoying the process over obsessing about the outcome. For years, Joanna has encouraged her audience to embrace imperfection in the kitchen and in life. Her ability to make this message feel genuine is part of what has endeared her to millions. Meghan's version, while well-intentioned, doesn't land with the same impact. Critics argue that it feels like a borrowed sentiment rather than an organic reflection of her own experiences. The issue isn't just the similarity in wording, it's the broader sense that Meghan's messaging lacks depth. Joanna's themes of joy and authenticity are deeply rooted in her personal story and values. For Meghan, who is still building her brand identity, these themes come across as generic rather than deeply personal. While the pursuit of joy is a universally appealing idea, the execution matters. To truly connect with her audience, Meghan will need to go beyond surface-level messaging and offer insights that feel uniquely her own. Otherwise, her tagline risks becoming another example of how With Love, Meghan struggles to distinguish itself from the competition. The promotional images for With Love, Meghan are undeniably stunning. Meghan is pictured in flowing maxi dresses, surrounded by fresh flowers, artisanal tableware, and picturesque garden scenes. The vibe is casual yet luxurious, designed to evoke a sense of effortless elegance. But here's where the criticism begins. Many viewers feel these photos are more style than substance. Take, for example, the shot of Meghan assembling a bouquet on a table adorned with mismatched jars, a honey spoon, and a pie in the background. It's visually appealing, but closer inspection reveals impracticality. Why is there a honey spoon without any honey? The barefoot aesthetic, a classic Meghan Markle move, is another point of contention. While it's meant to signal a carefree, down-to-earth vibe, it has left some viewers rolling their eyes. For critics, these images feel overly staged, as if they're trying too hard to sell an idea of authenticity that doesn't quite ring true. In contrast, Joanna Gaines's promo photos often feel more natural. Her images focus less on creating a picture-perfect scene and more on capturing real moments. This difference in approach underscores the challenges Meghan faces in establishing her brand. While the luxury aesthetic may attract initial attention, it risks alienating viewers who are looking for something more relatable. The $8 MS Kitchen debate. Meghan Markle's $8 million Montecito farmhouse is undoubtedly stunning. Its sleek design, open layout, and sunlit spaces make it the perfect setting for her Netflix show, With Love, Meghan. However, the kitchen's high-end luxury has sparked debates about its relatability. For a show that claims to celebrate the simple joys of cooking, many viewers find it difficult to connect with the opulence of a multi-million-dollar home. Joanna Gaines, by comparison, films Magnolia Table in her 1800s Texas stone farmhouse. While undeniably charming, her kitchen feels warm and lived in, showcasing a blend of rustic elements and practicality. The stone countertops, wooden cabinets, and handcrafted touches evoke a sense of authenticity that resonates with viewers. It's aspirational, but still feels achievable. Unscathed. Meghan's kitchen, on the other hand, feels more like a designer's showroom. While it's undeniably beautiful, critics argue that its perfection detracts from the show's intended message of joy and simplicity. The meticulously styled countertops, spotless appliances, and curated decor leave little room for the imperfections that make cooking relatable. The difference lies in how each host uses their space. Joanna's kitchen invites viewers to imagine themselves cooking alongside her, while Meghan's feels more like a polished backdrop for her brand. This contrast highlights a key challenge for Meghan: striking the right balance between luxury and authenticity. Without that balance with Love, Meghan risks alienating the very audience it hopes to inspire. The reality gap. One of the biggest criticisms of With Love, Meghan is its tone deafness in addressing real-world struggles. At a time when many people are dealing with rising grocery costs and economic uncertainty, watching Meghan stroll through her lush garden and prepare meals in a luxury kitchen feels out of touch. Joanna Gaines, despite her success, has managed to maintain a sense of relatability. Her shows often feature budget-friendly ideas, DIY projects, and recipes that feel accessible to the average viewer. Meghan's approach, by contrast, leans heavily on aspirational imagery that some critics feel creates a larger disconnect. The reality gap becomes even more pronounced when considering Meghan's carefully crafted persona. Her barefoot appearances, flowing dresses, and poetic taglines aim to project an image of effortless charm. But for many viewers, it feels more like an unattainable fairy tale than a reflection of everyday life. This gap isn't just about visuals, it's also about messaging. Meghan's show could benefit from addressing real-world challenges more directly, offering practical tips or solutions that feel relevant to her audience. Without this grounded approach, the show risks being perceived as out of touch with the struggles of its viewers. Ultimately, authenticity is key. Viewers don't just want to see beautiful kitchens and gardens, they want to feel a genuine connection to the host. For Meghan, bridging this reality gap will be crucial in earning the trust and loyalty of her audience. Borrowing ideas or building a brand? The controversy surrounding With Love Meghan largely stems from its perceived similarities to Joanna Gaines's Magnolia Table. From the aesthetic choices to the garden scenes and even the messaging, critics argue that Meghan's show borrows heavily from Joanna's playbook. But this raises a larger question: where does inspiration end and imitation begin? It's common for creators in the same genre to draw from similar trends or themes. The farmhouse chic aesthetic, for example, is a staple of lifestyle programming. However, the extent of the overlap between Meghan's and Joanna's work has led to accusations that With Love, Meghan lacks originality. For Meghan, building a brand means more than just adopting popular trends. It requires a distinct voice and perspective that sets her apart. Joanna's success wasn't just about her aesthetic. It was about her authenticity and the personal stories she shared with her audience. Meghan has yet to establish this kind of connection. The challenge for Meghan is to carve out her own identity in a space where comparisons to established figures are inevitable. To do this, she'll need to dig deeper into her own experiences and values, creating content that feels uniquely hers. If she can successfully navigate this path, she has the potential to build a brand that resonates with viewers. But if the power of originality is the cornerstone of any successful brand, particularly in the competitive world of lifestyle media. Joanna Gaines's rise to fame was built not just on her aesthetic choices, but on her ability to create something that felt wholly her own. Her farmhouse chic style, relatable personality, and genuine love for family and community combined to make her a pioneer in the space. Meghan Markle, on the other hand, faces the challenge of establishing her voice in a market that already has well-defined leaders. For With Love, Meghan to succeed, originality isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. Viewers are drawn to content that feels fresh, authentic, and reflective of the creator's unique perspective. While Meghan's aesthetic choices and themes align with what's popular, they lack the distinct personal touch that makes a show memorable. Borrowing from trends can help attract initial attention, but it's the deeper storytelling and innovation that keep audiences engaged over the long term. One way Meghan could address this is by incorporating elements of her own life that feel genuine and relatable. She has a wealth of experiences, from her time in Hollywood to her life as a royal, that could serve as a foundation for compelling content. Sharing these stories in a way that feels real and vulnerable could help her connect with her audience on a deeper level. Ultimately, originality isn't just about avoiding comparisons. It's about creating a brand that stands out. For Meghan, the opportunity to redefine her narrative and establish herself as a genuine lifestyle influencer is within reach. But to do so, she'll need to go beyond aesthetics and tap into the heart of what makes her unique. Viewer reactions and criticism. Since its debut, With Love, Meghan has sparked a wide range of reactions from viewers. Some praise the show for its beautiful visuals and soothing tone, while others criticize it for feeling derivative and overly polished. Social media platforms and online forums are rife with discussions, many of which draw comparisons to Joanna Gaines and her well-established brand. Critics have been particularly vocal about the show's lack of originality. Comments like, "It's just a copy of Magnolia Table," and "Where's the unique perspective?" are common. For many viewers, the similarities between Meghan's and Joanna's approaches are too glaring to ignore. From the garden scenes to the tagline about pursuing joy, the overlap has led to accusations that Meghan is relying too heavily on a formula that has already been perfected by others. On the flip side, Meghan does have her defenders. Some fans appreciate the show's calming atmosphere and see it as an opportunity for Meghan to redefine herself outside of the royal narrative. They argue that while the similarities to Joanna's work are undeniable, Meghan still brings her own charm and presence to the table. However, the most significant challenge for With Love Meghan lies in converting skeptics into loyal viewers. To do this, Meghan will need to address the criticism head-on, whether by introducing new, innovative elements or by leaning more heavily into her personal story. Viewer loyalty is built on trust and authenticity, qualities that will take time and effort to cultivate. The bigger picture. The controversy surrounding With Love Meghan isn't just about one show. It reflects larger trends in the evolution of lifestyle media. In a genre that thrives on relatability and authenticity, the pressure to stand out has never been higher. Viewers today are savvier than ever, quick to call out anything that feels overly curated or inauthentic. Meghan Markle's foray into this space comes at a pivotal moment. As the lines between celebrity culture and everyday life continue to blur, lifestyle influencers are increasingly expected to offer more than just aspirational content. They need to provide value, whether through practical advice, meaningful stories, or unique perspectives. For Meghan, the challenge is to bridge the gap between her high-profile persona and the everyday realities of her audience. The criticism of her show also highlights the fine line between inspiration and imitation. Borrowing from successful formats is common in media, but the key is to add enough originality to make the content feel fresh. Meghan's reliance on familiar tropes and aesthetics has made it difficult for her to establish a distinct voice. At its core, With Love Meghan represents an opportunity for Meghan to redefine her public image and connect with viewers in a new way. The question is whether she can rise to the occasion. If she can embrace her unique experiences and deliver content that feels authentic and innovative, she has the potential to carve out a lasting place in the lifestyle genre. If not, the show risks becoming just another footnote in the crowded world of celebrity media.